Hare Krishna, dear devotees, please accept my humble obeisances. All glories to Srila Prabhupada. So I will do little Mangalacharan. Om Aggano Timirandhasya Gyananjana Shalakaya Chashkurun Militang Yena Tashmai Sri Guruve Namo Sri Chaitanya Manavishtam Stapitang Yena Bhutale Chayang Rupa Kada Mayang Dadati Shapadantikam Mandang Sri Guru Sri Juta Pada Kamalang Sri Guruna Vaishnavancha Sri Rupang Sagra Jatang Sagana Raghunatham Vitang Tang Sajibang Sadhaitam Savadhutam Parijana Sahitam Krishna Chaitanya Devang Sri Radha Krishna Padana Sagam Lalita Sri Vishakani Tancha He Krishna Karuna Sindhu Dinabandhu Jagatpate Gopesha Gopika Kanta Radha Kanta Namostate Tapta Kanchana Gaurangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Veshabhanu Shatade Pranamami Hari Priye Mancha Kalpatarurvaccha Kripa Sindhubheva Cha Titanang Pavanebhava Vaishnavebhyo Namo Namo Ajanulambita Bhuja Kanaka Vadato Sankirtana Pitarako Kamalata Kshang Vishambhara Dijavaro Yogadharma Palau Mande Jagat Priya Karo Karuna Avtaro Namostri Kala Sattai Jagannath Sutai Sabhitai Saputrai Sakalatrai Namo Mukhaṁ karoti vācalam pangulangheti girim yati kripa tamang vande paramananda madhavam Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Sri Gaur Bhakta Vinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare 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 Krishna, dear devotees. I am very insignificant to glorify the Lordship Sri Ramchandra, but we will share some philosophical discussion and some pastimes. And basically, I like to hear from the audience. So many devotees are joining. They know the pastime of Sri Ramchandra. The class will be little interactive. So last couple of classes, we had a pastimes of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So who is Lord Krishna himself and who descendant from spiritual world to material world to teach us and he gave us mercy to go back to Godhead. So if we glorify Sri Ramchandra, so we know like we have like the 4 yoga, Sattva, Treta, Dapar, Kali. The age of Treta, Parameshwar Bhagavan, Sri Ramchandra, Lordship Sri Ramchandra appeared. The dynasty of Sun. So we'll go a little bit more his family background, and I'm requesting all the devotees. So please read Srimad Bhagavatam, 9th skanda, 9th khanda, and 9th chapter, and elaborately described how Ramchandra appeared, because our knowledge is very limited. According to the Shastra and through the Shastra Chakshu, we can know the pastimes of Sri Ramchandra. So Ramchandra, our Lord, Supreme Personality of Godhead, Lord, when he appeared, actually he took very the most important dynasty or family because Lord does not come in the ordinary into the ordinary family. So those who read Bhagavatam or Ramayan, so we see little back. If we go little back, everybody knows the Khattanga Maharaj Khattanga, who was actually like one of the biggest warrior. Nobody can defeat him. So the king Khattanga actually took the Devata side. When Devatas and Asuras, demigods and um, the Asuras, the demon were fighting each other. So actually demigods sometimes cannot fight with demons. So demigods asked Khattanga Maharaj help. So Khattanga Maharaj took demigod side, and with the help of Khattanga Maharaj, the demigods actually conquered and they defeated to the demons. So the demigods wants to give him boon, because by his help, demigods conquer their abode and they defeated to Asuras. And then Khattanga Maharaj asked, actually he was also king. He does not need anything, but he was asking one question. Anybody knows what question he asked to the demigods? And that question we should have, all the intelligent person, all the human beings should have that same question. Though we are fighting every moment, like how is going on our health, how long we will be alive in this material world. So Khattanga Maharaj asked, how long I will be live in this material world. But devatas, the demigods, they know, like, because they are empowered by lordship. So demigod actually, after judging, demigods saw Khattanga Maharaj will live one moment. It's very important question in our life. So if we want to realize, if we want to progress in our spiritual life, we need this same question. Who am I? What is my duty? And how long I will be live in this material world? So one day I have to leave everything. So this question is very important, those who are practicing this spiritual life. So Khattanga Maharaj was very pious and he was self-realized person. Then Khattanga Maharaj gave everything, and for one moment he got salvation. He realized his life and he meditated how to achieve this Krishna conscious life, and he went back to Godhead. Actually, Sri Ramchandra, he took this dynasty, and Khattanga Maharaj came the dynasty of Sun. Is very, very exalted. So we are mentioning this point, and in Bhagavatam everything is described elaborately, because nowadays we see so many fake Bhagavan, they claim they are God. And so when Lord Supreme Personality Lord comes in this material advent, actually it is mentioned in our Shastra. So this is very good sign. And we see Khattanga Maharaj, actually his son was Dirgo Bahu, and his son was Maharaj Raghu, and Maharaj Raghu's son was Ajo, and Ajo's son is Maharaj Dasharath. So everybody knows the Dasharath, right? Because Dasharath, Dash means 10, and Rath means chariot. So I don't know in America, but in India, we know 10 side, Dash Dik. But in America, actually, mostly we know like the south, east, west, north, and south. But I'm requesting Dr. Madan Kundo, can you tell that what is the Dash Dik or 10 side?
Well, I think that for east, west, north, south, and Swarga and Patal, and then also you have the between the north, south, all the angles. That's what I understand. The four northeast, northwest, southeast, southwest, and eight, and the Swarga and Patal.
Dr. Bhavasarkar ji.
No, I may be wrong.
I think he read beginning of our like in school. Please unmute.
उत्तर दक्षिण पूर्व पश्चिम ईशान अग्नि नैऋत वायु and urdhva and adha.
Very good.
All right, good.
Though some of English speaking people, but
After
we can
65
understand.
years. After
That means
65
it's
years.
cover all side, like, and Dasharath actually conquered all over, like this called the Chodda Bhuvan, and he went also Sargo. So Dasharath is very, very like the powerful king, and he got boon. He can conquer everything or anything, and nobody can defeat him. So Lord Ramchandra actually took this dynasty, and he became Dasharath's son. It's a big history, but you can read. It's very, very interesting, you know, because how Lordship actually appeared and how he perform his pastimes. So in Bhagavatam, just I am reciting one verses, because Krishna's pastimes or Ramchandra's pastime is unlimited. Like if you watch a sky, it is very difficult to measure. So Ramchandra's pastime is unlimited, because you know, like how Valmiki Muni, Rishi Valmiki, who actually described the pastime of Ramchandra, is called Ramayana, is epic, more than 100,000 verses. And Ramchandra came the age of Treta, but Valmiki, Muni Valmiki, like many years ago, actually he wrote this Ramayana's pastimes. Can you believe? And we have to meditate. Actually, how one who has Dibbo Chokku, or who has that power, he can see the past, present, and future. And how Ramchandra actually appeared in this material world at the age of Treta. So last couple of weeks we have been discussing about Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu appeared with his intimate associates. Like every day, before we chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra, we chant Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Shri Gaur Bhakta Bindu. Arthat means these 5 personalities of Godhead expands himself to do his pastimes, to give us Krishna's pastimes and mercy to us, so we can relish and we can be a devotee of Lord Shiva and we can go back to Godhead. So Ramchandra ji, how Ramchandra actually become like with his 4 personalities, he came in this material world. So I'm requesting read Bhagavatam 9, 10 and verse number 2. So we will discuss little bit. So what is the verse? Tatsyapi Bhagavanesho Sakshad Brahmamaya Harihi Angshasenam Chaturdhagat Putratang Prarthita Surai Rama Lakshmana Bharata Shatrugna iti Sangaya. So I will discuss one word, Chaturtha Ghat, in this verse, and Angsha Seno. Angsha Seno, that means his part and parcel, the lordships actually become four. And Chaturtha Ghat, that means four. And what are the fours? Four personalities we all know: Ram, Lakshman, Bharat, and Shatrugna. Actually, lordship become four to perform his pastimes. Ram, Lakshman, Bharat, and Shatrugna. So, if we discuss part of his pastimes when Ramchandra ji went to exile for 14 years, and how Bharat actually performed his and how he ruled the Ajodhya. Actually, he didn't sleep the time of exile of Sri Ramchandra. How dedicated he was, how it is possible. Without lordship, without his empower, nobody can do. So though he is a he is a son of Dasharath, and he is brother of Ramchandra, but he did severe austerity because my lordship, my king Ramchandra will go to exile and will go to the forest. How I will sleep? Actually, then Bharat actually didn't sleep, and he didn't. He was staying on one of the hut. So those who was the Mahabharata, you can see how Bharat did austerity. And Lakshman same. Lakshman was always engaged himself to serve Ramchandra and also Sita Devi, and Shatrugna also was like the main soldier of this Ajodhya. Like all four were did same, though Ramchandra was in the forest, but Ramchandra did some pastimes. So if we read his biography, Ramchandra's pastimes, see, it was so glorious and very, very exemplary. And the shortage of time, actually, I like to read how Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, since couple of weeks, we have been discussing Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's pastimes, how and Ramchandra ji, how become Krishna, the age of Dapar, and then how Chaitanya Mahaprabhu performed his pastimes in the age of Kali, not so long, 536 years ago. The Chaitanya Mahaprabhu actually visited South India, and when he visited South India, so how it is related, like the Ramchandra's pastime. It is very, very significant and very, very jubilant, very, very glorious. So if we know the Shastra, then our bhakti, our mind also will go to this spiritual world. So I'll read one or two verses from Chaitanya Charitamrita. So we have even Prabhupada also always emphasizing. So please read Srimad Bhagavad Gita, Bhagavatam, and Chaitanya Charitamrita. And Chaitanya Charitamrita is very, very one of the authentic scripture. Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami, who composed the Chaitanya Charitamrita, and he took essence of 89 scriptures, and he put all the scripture summary. So we might heard like 18 Purana, 108 Upanishad, and we know like other like the some Brahma Samhita, Kurma Puran, different. But Chaitanya Charitamrita, if you read, Krishnadas Kaviraj Goswami mentioned, and he gave quote from 89 different scriptures. So we don't need to read any other scriptures because we are not so knowledgeable. So if we read the Chaitanya Charitamrita, you will get the summary of all scriptures. And when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu actually visited South India, so we'll see how Ramchandra's pastimes related in Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's life. So when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu visited South India, he visited all the main tirtha, all the main pilgrimages. Here I'll read couple of verses. তাপি স্নান করিয়া আইলা মহিষ্মতিপুর, নানা তীর্থ দেখি তাহা নর্দমার তীরে. So after hearing, you might heard the Mahishmatipur, you might heard the Nordoma, like the one of our like holy river, Ganga, Jamuna, Kaveri, Nordoma. Who knows 7 holy rivers? Can you mention from our audience? Dr. Sudhir Trivedi ji might be, or Koilarji, Dr. Ravi Dhawan, or Bhavana Mataji. I think everybody knows. So if we read this scripture, is the holy things are coming and it purifies us. Anybody will mention 7 rivers? Anybody knows 7 rivers of our like the holy 7 rivers? No, I think you know, but I don't want to tell, right? Okay, next verse, and the meaning of this verse. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu next arrived at the bank of the river Tapi. After bathing there, he went to Mahishmatipur. While there, he saw many holy places on the bank of the river Narmada. The next verse, Dhanur tirtha dekhi koila nirbindhate snane, rishimuk giri aila dandokarane. So I choose these verses because for those who read Ramayana, everybody knows Mahishmatipur and the significance of Rishi Aranyok and Dandokaranya. Right? More or less, you might have these places. How Ramchandra actually did his pastimes, Dandokaranya, and how with the help of the monkey soldiers, he went to the Rishimukh Giri, hill of the Rishimukh. And then next verse is Saptatal Brikho Dekhe Kanona Bhitar Oti Bridho Ti Sthulo Oti Uchchotar. What is the meaning of this Bengali? Like those who are Bengali audience, they understand, but I like to translate. While the Dandokaranya forest, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu then visited a place called Saptatalo. The 7 plum trees there were very old, very bulky, and very high. Saptatal dekhi Prabhu kori alingon, sashariলে Saptatal বৈকুণ্ঠে চলিলা. Upon seeing the 7 plum trees, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu embraced them. As a result, they all returned to Vaikuntha, the spiritual world. শূন্য স্থল দেখি লোকের হইল চমৎকার, লোকে কহে সন্ন্যাসী রাম অবতার. How the impression of the public around this Dandokaranya? The palace is still there. You can go and visit and take blessings of Sri Ramchandra. After the 7 plum trees had departed for Vaikuntha, everyone was astonished to see that they were gone. The people then began to say, this sannyasi called Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu must be an incarnation of Lord Ramchandra. I will not go so far, but I'm asking from the audience, like just so many like the beautiful places described in this Chaitanya Charitamrita. And I like to mention also this, you will get Chaitanya Charitamrita Madhya Lila, verse 313 onwards. So who was Mahabharat? Who knows the Saptatal? Everybody knows the Birhan, like the Dandakaranya, Rishimukh Parvat. But anybody knows the Saptatal? I'm giving you hints. When the Bali and Sugriva was fighting, and then Ram took Sugriva's side to kill Bali, and that time Saptatal was there. So now I gave you hints. Who will do the voluntary to describe a little bit about the Saptatal? Anybody from the audience? No, nobody? I think we know, but we forget sometimes. So what happened when Bali and Sugriva was fighting? That time Saptatal was there. But when Bali was killed by Ramchandra, but nobody didn't believe actually he is a Krishna. Sorry, he is a Krishna, or he is a lordship. So before that, actually Ramchandra, so he was a lord. He was the Lord, Supreme Personality Godhead. See, from his one arrow, he killed he put his arrow, like with one arrow, through all 7 plum tree. And that plum tree was not ordinary tree. They are actually devatas, or they got cursed, therefore they became a tree. And by Ramchandra's mercy, actually, they went to Vaikuntha Lok, the time of the Treta. I'm talking like more than 3 million years ago, 3 million years ago, this happened. And this Saptatal, if you go to South India, Aranyak, Birad Aranyak, or this Rishimukh Parvat, Mahaprabhu visited this same, because they had a curse and they took another birth, and the 7th plum tree was there when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was visited. Because when Lord Shiv also, sometimes you will see that so many pastimes, so how Ravan Kumbhakarna and Hiranyakashipu and Shishupal Dantavakra, they took 3 baths to get delivered from Supreme Personality of Godhead. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu actually embraced this Saptatal, or 7 trees, and they got delivered. And that place was empty. When the villagers came, they saw no this plum tree as existing over there. And then they remember Ramchandra, because only Ramchandra actually delivered the 7 trees. And this Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, no other than Sri Ramchandra. Therefore, this Saptatal, or 7 trees, disappeared from that place. So, how do you feel? Is miracle, or some surprising, or? So this Ramchandra's appearance this today is very, very auspicious. And if we chant his name, even we see our main guru is Shiv, or Mahadev, who chanted this Ram Nam, and he actually signifies how the important the Ram Nam is, and how he chanted Ram Ram Rameti Rame Rame Manorame Sahasra Nama Bhistullam Ram Nam Varanane. And Shiv Thakur actually described to Parvati. Varanane is Parvati's another name. How important the Ram name. 1000 Vishnu name equal one Ram Nam. And that name actually was chanted by Mahadev, Shiv. So what about the human being? If we don't chant, our life has no value. So should we chant the Ram Nam? Of course we should chant, we are chanting. And by the mercy of Srila Prabhupada, he spread this holy name all over the world. And this name is very, very important to get delivered, to get salvation. And 1000 Vishnu name equal one Ram name, and 3 Ram name equal one Krishna name. Therefore we chant Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Ramo, Ramo Ramo, Hare Hare. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu told, Prabhu kahilam, এই মহামন্ত্র ইহা জপ গিয়া করিয়া সবে নির্বন্ধ, ইহা হইতে সর্বসিদ্ধি হইবে সবার, সর্বক্ষণ বলইতে বিধি নাহি আর. We are so fortunate at the age of Kali, we don't need to do any austerity. You do your job, you go your job place, take care of your family, take care of your job, take care of your health. Just you put center. You put Krishna in the center. Like Prabhupada always mentioning, after 1, if we put the 000, then that has value. If we don't keep 1, then if you put the millions of 0, there is no value. So how do we respect, how do we love our parents? If we do something for them. But if we say we love my parents, I love my father, I love my mother, but I never call, I never send some gifts, I never send some money for their health or when they need. So what is the meaning of love? And the age of Kali, actually our main demigod, Shiv, Mahadev actually show the example for the conditioned souls. Ram Ram Rameti, Rame Rame Monorame. Chant this name, and Mahaprabhu same. And the pastimes of Krishna Chandra Bhagavan also same. At least we talk, we can chant, we can think, and we can recite his pastimes. And the main Puran, out of 18 Puran, Bhagavatam is the main Puran. And in the main Puran, also mentioning Ninmo Ganang Jatha Ganga, Devanam Achyuta Jatha, Vaishnavanang Jatha Shambhu. Purana Nam means, like we see, our main river is Ganges. Like so many, like the ocean or rivers or so many water, but if we take the bath into the Ganges, sin will be reduced. Our main Purana is Srimad Bhagavatam, the summary of all the Shastras. And who is the great Vaishnavas? Greatest Vaishnava, Mahadev Shambhu, is mentioning these verses. Ninmo Ganang Jatha Ganga, Devanam Achyuta Jatha. And we chant Krishna. Achyuta means Krishna's name, Ramchandra's name. So we have to follow the Mahajana Gatasya Pantha. And if we follow the footstep of our Lordship Mahadev, then our life will be success. And the end of the verses of Bhagavatam, what is the verses of Bhagavatam? End verses, last verses, 18,000 verses. Out of 18,000 verses, last verses mentioning the significance of holy name. The holy name is the key of get delivered in this age of Kali. So we always chant Hare Krishna Mahamantra. If we don't have wealth, if we don't have any qualification, but mercifully Krishna gave this holy name, and if we chant the holy name and if we do little austerity, then we'll get the mercy of Sri Ramchandra. So thank you so much, all the devotees. I'm not a good speaker, but I just share a little bit. And I like to hear some reflection or some pastimes from the audience who knows better than me. And we always talk the mundane things, mundane like our business, our or a lot of things, hours and hours. But if we value the spiritual life, and if we understand, like Khattango, the king Khattango asked this question, how long I will be live this in the material world? And what is the answer? Antokale samaeva smaranamukta kalevaram iya prati samad bhavang nastatri samsayo. The time of death, if we chant the name of Krishna, then we can go back to Godhead. And this is our goal. And Prabhupada actually proved. Prabhupada gave his whole life to establish this Hare Krishna Mahamantra all over the world by the mercy of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and his Guru Dev Bhakti Siddhanta Saraswati Thakur. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu mentioned in Chaitanya Charitamrita, Prithivite ache jato nagaradi bando sarvatra prachar hoibe mor ei naam. And we can see if you go China, if you go Russia, if you go any part of the world, you will see the people are chanting Hare Krishna mantra. So please chant Hare Krishna Mahamantra and be happy. Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Thank you so much for a wonderful class on the glories and pastimes of Lord Ramchandra. Does anyone have any questions or comments?
So I would like to know that you said that Ramchandra came in Treta Yuga and Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came in Kali Yuga as a reincarnation of Krishna. And who was the incarnation in Satta and Dapar Yuga?
Dapar, the age of Dapar,
I can't hear.
Sri Krishna came in the age of Dapar, and Satta, the age of Satta, Hari.
Hori.
Actually, Hari came as a yogi. So, so if you read Bhagavatam, then you'll get all the description of how the Hari performed his pastimes. And Chari Yuge, Sripati Dhare Chari Varno. Varno means different color. This is another sign of Krishna, Supreme Personality of Godhead. Like the age of Satta, Hari's color was whitish, not completely white. And the age of Treta, Ramchandra color was Rakta Varno, that bloodish color, and Krishna's color was blackish, and Mahaprabhu's color was golden, melted gold.
Okay. Good. Now that king you mentioned, Khattango?
Khattango, yeah, Khattango.
How do you spell that?
Khattango. In Bengali, Kha, toy, akar, Arumugayanga.
Okay, Khattango, okay.
Khattango is very, very powerful, and he took the Devata's side to defeat demons.
So in one moment, he went to the Golok Dham.
Yeah, because once I know, like I remember one story, like someone asked Buddhadev, how you are always happy, how you are always sober, you don't have any reaction in your mind, or your like always you are very, very joyful. And that person, and he told that person, like he was teaching him to give the answer, and Buddhadev told him, you will be living this world 7 more days, then you will die. This is his answer.
Mm.
That person actually went back, and he thought I have 7 days, right? So he was thinking how I will be misbehaved with others. He gave up everything, as he was very good, very like he was thinking everybody is my friend. Like how, like if you like Parikshit Maharaj, when he was 7 days in this world, then how the Bhagavatam manifest, and all the Krishna Lila, all the pastimes of lordships, all the demigods, this manifest in Srimad Bhagavatam. In the age of Kali, we discuss like Sadhu Sangha, Nam Sankirtan, Bhagavatam, Saddha Srimurti Shavan, and Mathura Bas. These 5 ways we can perform devotional service. That then when after 7 days that person came to actually Buddhadev, and Buddha, and he actually taught him, and in 7 days he was so happy because he knows I'm going to leave this world. And I will not hold any material possession. Everything I have to leave, right? The name, fame, or any other like Kam, Krodha, all kind of like the bad things he gave up. And then that person told, I got your answer. Actually, remember every moment you are dying, right? We celebrate like the birthday, 50 years, 20 years, but 20 years gone. Actually, like we lost 20 years, or we might also react like that, why I didn't use my valuable time for Krishna service, So if we remember like the one moment, you can go back to Godhead. And also some Western devotees ask Prabhupada, like how long it will take to go back to Godhead, to the spiritual world. Then Prabhupada actually he told like your whole life. Then he told like we have to practice our whole life. Then he told then he actually reduced all the time. Then he told he didn't read the Bhagavatam, he didn't read Gita, need one moment. The time of death you remember Krishna, but how we can do if we don't practice? Personally, you might have experience. So many people, lost their life with like in your presence, right? They think that the person told, okay, see my business, how my family will survive, and I have like the $1 million in the bank. But you think this is the good things to think? And it is very, very scientific. It is not like, like homosexually or like the emotionally we are telling. No, it is scientific. You can experience in your life.
We have one question in the chat by Jishnu Prabhu. How should we pray to Lord Ramchandra on this auspicious day, and what kind of service can we do to make him happy?
Can't hear you.
Like how you will become very good servant of your boss when you listen him, right? When you follow his instruction. So we can be a good devotee and we can please Ramchandra by doing some service and Atta Samarpan, or give up our material possession or happiness to please him, to do some austerity. And your kaya mano vaikya, অর্থাৎ your body, mind, and your word. You can use the three things to please him. No matter what, if we concentrate our mind to do some service and chant his name, follow his instruction, and Krishna will reciprocate. Krishna will give us blessings. Krishna promise. What about you are chanting Hare Krishna Mahamantra 16, 16 or 32 later? Even the Ra, if you utter the Ra, you will get delivered. How much potency in the name of Lordship. So we can please him by reading Chaitanya Charitamrita Bhagavatam and his pastimes and distribute his books and follow his instruction, do some service according our capacity, our abilities. And wealthy person can donate his earning part because money, our mind is in the center of money. Because the money is blood, money is honey. So they can donate. Very well.
I see Meera Mataji raised her hand. Meera Mataji, if you have a question, you can unmute yourself and ask.
Can you hear me now?
Yes, we can hear you, Mataji.
My question is always funny, I'm thinking of Ramayana, What do you think of Ramayana on this auspicious day of Rama's birthday, Because these 9 days we in North India do Ramayana reading, and last day we do complete Ramayana and put bhog and celebrate Rama's birthday. Do you all believe
Yes,
that?
Mataji, very good. Yeah, you can read Ramayana and all the pastimes of Ramchandra you can see, and you can meditate is very good. And the devotee is also reading Ramchandra's pastimes in the Ramayana, so it's very good. You'll get his blessings. I see Dr. Ravidanji, or I don't know, like he wants to say something. Hare Krishna Devanji is here. Okay, Jayanto also have one questions. Unmute.
Hello.
Okay, Jayanji. Okay, Ji. We are hearing. Tell me.
Okay.
Give your blessings.
Yeah, no, Hare Krishna. I was Hare Krishna. I was very much touched by your talk and the whole explanation and so on from Srimad Bhagavatam and Purana of Lord Ramchandra, and it's very enlightening. I just wanted to say that. And of course, Meera Mataji is asking another question about Ramayana. We in North India, of course, quite a bit. Tulsidas, Ramcharitmanas is there, and the 7, Balkand and so forth. All the other, the life of Rama's is given beautifully explained, of course, in Hindi in a different way. So that is another scripture which one can read. But of course, we all know the glories of Lord Rama. But I wanted to say that you have extensive knowledge, and we are humbled, I think, and you could always talk from any place. So it's very nice. It's heartwarming. That's all I wanted to say. Thank you.
Thank you, Ji. Your blessings.
Thank you.
We all together.
Yeah.
Impressing our emotion, our bhakti.
Right.
Thank
And
you.
of course, in Ramcharitmanas, the Uttarkand gives the answers, which are also wonderful, explaining the life different things. And you raise the question, how long I'm going to live and all of that. Those are there on everybody's unconscious mind, whether people say it or not. So it is these questions we should keep in our front of our mind. So thank you so much. Just wanted to express my feelings. Thank you. Appreciate.
Thank you. Jayanta, please unmute. Unmute. Yeah, unmute.
Okay, can you hear?
Yes.
Okay, so you say the name, the Khotanga. So which yuga he was?
He was in the Sattva Yoga. That
So
time,
he was before Harishchandra or after?
after Harishchandra.
After Harishchandra. Okay, so he fought for devatas.
Yeah.
And also Ramchandra's father, he also fought for devatas.
Yeah,
Yeah?
actually this, actually if you see the two Dasharath is there. One is the Khattanga's dynasty, and one is came for after that. So if you read Bhagavatam carefully, you will see the two Dasharath there. So this Dasharath was the age of Sattva, and the second Dasharath was the age of Treta. It's a big like the dynasty and big story. It comes like one after another. So I was also reading Bhagavatam, and I found out this like how like Khattango, and then Dirghabahu, and Maharaj Raghu, Ajo, and Dasharath. And before Khattango also this Harishchandra and other other Dasharath also there. It's a big list. It's very difficult to remember. And everybody is impressed by the character of Harishchandra, right? And Harishchandra's father was wanted to go to the heaven, and then Vishwamitra Muni and Rishi Vishwamitra and Vaishishta was like little bit, they both were fighting each other. And the Vishwamitra wants to establish own heaven for Harishchandra's father.
The father was Trishanku.
Trishanku, yeah. It's very, very interesting, and very, very fascinating story. And then actually Vishwamitra couldn't make, but sometimes because he wants to go this material body to, because the material body, we might think, we'll do so much things, but once upon a time you have to give up the material body, you have to go through like your soul to other planet. So therefore actually Vishwamitra couldn't success to make that heavenly planet. It's a big story, and you read, actually it is practical, So since we are seeing a lot of planetary system, cosmic manifestation. Thank you, Jayant. Dr. Bhavasharkar, I think he was thinking of something. Share something, then everybody will be benefited.
Oh, we can't hear you, Baba Shakarji. Please unmute.
We talk about Asura in Hindu script. I talked to several Iranian friends. There is one race called Asir in their country, in the Middle Eastern part, Assyr, which you can see in Syria, in the upper Middle Eastern part, including Iran. When we do Durga Puja in Bengal, you see the Asur with the same physical feature with big mustache. Who is this Asura? Because in Hindu script, we always talk about Asura. Now, my question is this Asura are the people from that part of the world, or who? Or some Bengali guys or some Burmese guys? Who is this Asura?
Actually, in
At
our
the
scripts,
same time, there is a word and race called Asura in Iran. If you ask Iranian people, they will say there is a race called Asura.
yeah, it's truth. If we see in our scripture, 400,000 species of life, and 400 actually out of like the animal, birds, beasts, insects, also human beings are 400,000. All like the we like shape is a like human, but we are not also human being. Prabhupada sometimes mentioning like the four, what do you call the 4 legs animal. We are also one kind of, sometimes the way we act, the way we do some severe activities, some dangerous things is like the worst than like the most worst, the worst than like the animals. So human beings can be also asuras. Human being can be also like the demon. We call the demoniac mentality. And these asuras, if you see the story, if you see the history, you are right. Actually, like sometimes ago, I actually read some part of the world, their dynasty is still there, like this, like the one part of the Middle East or that part, and they don't follow any culture. If you try to give them clothes, if you want to give them some good things, they will react, they will reject, they will not accept also. So physically still you can see these asuras also existing some part of the world in this this globe. And if we see the like the story, like the other planets also, some like the some planetary system also, some asuras also living other planetary system planet. Even when Krishna actually, like when Jarasandha actually attacked Mathura 17 times, and what happened the last times? The end of like that, after 16 times, 17 times, what happened? Jarasandha every time he got defeated, right? But he hired Kalo Jabano. Actually, Bhava Sarkar actually was reading like the history. The Kalo Jabano was the part of this that area, like the Iran, Iraq, or I don't know the exact place. Actually, he hired Kalo Jabano. A Kalo Jabano was Asura. He was like the demon, and he tried to help Jarasandha, and Jarasandha took his help. And how Krishna and Balaram actually tricks. Krishna and Balaram left the battlefield, and they were actually running. And then actually Jarasandha thought, oh, I actually defeated Krishna, and he actually left the battlefield, and that is why Krishna's another name is Ransol. Actually, there was another pastimes. Like actually, is one devotee actually who was sleeping. I forgot his name. He was actually fighting for devotas, and he got boon. When I'll sleep, nobody will wake up me, But Krishna, actually, how Krishna will kill the Kalajavana. Krishna went to this enter the is called what do you call it? The Surango. What is the name? What is the Surango means?
Tunnel.
Cave.
Cave. Where actually this devotee was sleeping after after fighting with after fighting long time for the demigods. And when the Kalajavan went to the cave, and then he thought actually Krishna was sleeping, like he was covered. that devotee was covered the clothes, and when he pulled the clothes, and that he actually wake up. So he actually had a boon, like who wake up and that person will killed by him. But when he wake up and there's some some light comes from his eyes, and that hit the Kalajabano, and the Kalajabano killed. So Asuras still is there. Like if you research, still their dynasty, their forefather is there. You cannot change them, and you can see all over the world, even in our our like the different area, you will see their activities like Asuras, their activities like a demon, though they are shape of human being.
I have one comment, Prabhuji. This Putin, that war is going on, Russia, Putin, and what do you think? Why God is not punishing him? He's killing so many innocent people, destroy the whole country. What do you think about this kind of people? I mean, who?
Mataji, Hare Krishna, Mataji. You call me personally, I will give you answer. But
Isn't it demon of?
yeah, they are actually one kind of demon. But we'll try to love ourselves, save ourselves. Sometimes it is out of our control. Even when Prabhupada, the Second World War time, Prabhupada was chanting, and the bomb was into burst next to his house. But we cannot control, and then devotees run, and devotees are so worried, and they told Prabhupada, so how this Second World War is coming anytime, bomb can destroy our house. And then Prabhupada told, it is out of our control, chant Hare Krishna. Though nothing happened to Prabhupada's house. So if we think, like if I am king, I can control something. If I am the father of the house, I can control my family. So we should think ourselves, like how we can get more benefit, because one day we have to leave everything. It is universal truth. So please, like if this situation comes, still don't forget Krishna. Always remember him. But still, it is compassionate to think others. You can send some money for who are surviving, or you can help. If your relatives is there, you can talk some nice things. Many ways you can help, but sometimes it is out of our control. Even the whole Jatisangha or the national, right? Nations cannot stop. So it is all one kind of demoniac, like the activities, like that demon actually might be enter this, this king's heart to destroy, like Hitler. Harival, thank you so much, and thanks all the devotees, and please join when you have time. And I'm requesting, actually, long time we had no physical present at our place. So I'm thinking when we can, in person we can do the program. We like to serve the devotees, Vaishnavas, like cook and distribute prasadam. And give your valuable opinion, Dr. Madan Kunjo, Dr. Sarkarji, and Koilarji, and Ravi Dhawanji, please. Sudhirji, Dr. Sudhir Trivedi. Because sometimes we need, because we are missing our association like long time due to pandemic. Very well.